Voila.
December 27th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
What happened on day 2?
Did we go meet a bunch of people? Did we meet old Drunky McDrunk?
We got Missile. We met the old drunk guy. Talking about the noodles.
The wet noodle.
Yeah. Old rental shop. And he was out of his mind, except his parrot talked about the DL6
incident?
Yes.
Don't forget about it.
At which point it was like, oh shit, he knows something.
We also went to the police station to check the evidence room or something.
We went to the police station, we checked the evidence room, we learned a bit more about Edgeworth as a kid, his dad, and he and the perp in that case were all in the elevator.
The court bailiff was...
The bailiff, yes.
In, the elevator.
Right.
Yanni Yogi, I believe?
Right. And okay, no, yeah. Robert Hammond was the defense attorney in the case, right? Yanni Yogi was the one, and we saw him dead on the ground. After the lights went out, they got stuck in the elevator for how many hours? Some amount of time.
Il y avait Daddy Edgeworth, Baby Edgeworth, and the bailiff were trapped in the elevator for a few hours, I believe.
Elevator was oxygen depleted. Right, and this was... We're almost 20 years to the day.
15, was it?
Well, because it was the last 3 days before the statute of limitations was about to run out, right?
Yes.
Which means it was deliberate that this happened with this timing. Air in the elevator was oxygen depleted at the time of the incident. No clues were found on the scene. Gregory Edgeworth, 35, trapped, lost a trial with son, age 9. 1 bullet found in the heart. Murder weapon fired twice. Yanni Yogi, the bailiff, trapped with them. Memory lost due to oxygen deprivation. After his arrest, his fiancée Polly, also the name of the parrot, committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
He looks happy.
Is that the eyes of oxygen deprivation? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just talking bullshit. We also learned that... Yeah, okay. Lotta heard 2 sounds like gunshots. We know that the Gordy incident caused a noise. The gun was fired 3 times.
Right.
The number of bullets fired doesn't match the number of gunshots heard.
And the fingerprints do not match the picture that was provided in the enlargement, right?
Fingerprints?
On the gun?
It was his right hand.
And on the picture...
It showed a left.
On the left, yeah.
Yes. So that didn't make sense either. And that led to us postponing. Polly. What was the last name there again?
Jenkins. And
And photo of the murder.
Then you called him a nerd.
I called him a salary man and a nerd. Yes.
Oh, okay. I forgot half of the equation.
That's a fucking salary man.
Yep. Okay. And a bullet in the window.
Looks like he's on his way to work, or to sleep under the desk, or to sleep in a capsule hotel because he's getting drunk with the boss. You know, and then you
Drinking too much.
yeah, and then you wipe your tie, your mouth with your tie,
And go back to work.
go back to work.
Yes.
Bullet in the
At maybe child's height, you said, right?
Oh no, what I was saying is we just need to check the angle of the bullet.
Right.
Because did the bullet go upwards into
Upland.
him, or down,
down.
or level?
Uh-huh.
Because the trajectory of the entry, and if there is an exit wound, can tell you where the gun was fired from.
Definitely. Yes. Yes.
Not that we're checking that or gun dust necessarily, but, you know, that's another case. Got it. I think I more or less remember now. The defense is ready, Your Honor. I've got all I need.
Very well, apparently the prosecution is also ready.
Apparently! Who's the judge here anyway?
Mr. Von Karma, your opening statement. Very well, no opening statements, so... Not so fast, Judge. Objection. I was taking a meaningful pause before speaking. Right, of course.
Pregnant pause.
A prediction. Today's trial will end 3 minutes from now.
Told you! Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Order! Order!
My God.
Mr. Von Karma, what is the meaning of your statement just now? Bah! Must you question everything? It will be over in 3 minutes. We have no time to waste.
What the fucking anime? I'll beat you with one finger.
Iponde yubi katsu.
Jesus Christ. Speedrun any percent. World record.
I'll call my witness now.
Death penalty, world record, any percent.
Right. I call my witness, my decisive witness to the stand.
It's that mysterious boat shop owner. All right, so now we're going to be running inside of JoJo time, right? Thought speed is all at light speed.
Yeah.
If you're falling off a building, you have about a year worth of actions.
To get out of the trouble.
Yeah.
So, you wanted to take the voice of the old man?
Oh, whatever. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Suit yourself. Witness, state your profession.
I'm the proprietor of the restaurant, the Wet Noodle at Gourd Lake. And I also rent boats.
The night of the incident, you were in the boat rental shop, correct?
Yep. Yep, I was.
Please testify.
Wait a second. Your Honor, are there no court-appointed showers that we can... Is there not a court-appointed bathroom and... No?
Wow, maybe it smells fine.
We still haven't heard who this old guy is. Objection! Wait a minute. The witness hasn't stated his name yet.
Because I did not ask him, Mr. Wright. I have predicted this trial would end in 3 minutes. Stop asking trivial questions and cooperate.
State your name for the court is not a trivial question. Yeah, right.
The witness will state his name.
Well, not really sure. Yep.
Ooh, what do you mean?
My, memory.
Your Honor, the witness does not remember anything beyond the last several years. Ergo, he cannot recall his own name. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well.
No, not very well.
That sounds very appropriate.
Your Honor, we have just established the witness cannot remember his own name. How on God's green earth are we going to accept into testimony?
Hold on, let it cook.
Let him cook, hold on.
Cook.
Wait.
Might come up with some great insight. Is he chewing on his hat?
Very well. Man, okay, hold on. What time of day is this case taking place again?
In the morning.
What time was it? Did it say? Was it 11 a.m.?
I assume 10?
Did it say 10 a.m.? This is very important.
Probably 10 a.m.
It said 10 a.m., right?
10 a.m., yeah.
Hold on. This is very, very important. All right, we're gonna replace one. Let's see what time we got here. Or is it real time? No, it's real time. Okay. It is a proven fact that there are more convictions in court cases that take place just before lunch because judges want to go to lunch.
Oh.
And they don't want to bother.
I am pretty hungry right now.
And if they're on their way to fucking eat, they will straight up convict faster to wrap that shit up. Proven.
Yeah, well, do you have a snack in your pocket, Mr. Wright? Rice Krispies or something?
Just holding a little beef jerky out from the corner of the screen to the judge.
Is that teriyaki? Don't mind if I do.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That is an insane statistic. If your case is in the morning, you're fucked.
Let's hear his testimony then, shall we? Witness?
Witness's testimony.
The night of the murder.
It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats, as usual. I heard a bang. Yep. I looked out the window. I saw a boat just floating on the lake. And I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat coming back to shore, and a man walks by my window.
Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination.
Objection!
There is nothing to question my witness's testimony.
Cross-examination denied. I object to the procedure.
Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict, now! Yes. Mr. Wright?
Holy shit, man! Shut the fuck up! What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness.
Very well, you may begin.
Why were you almost about to listen to him?
But you're the 3 minutes, though.
Just zooming on the judge's head. Just hot chicken sandwich. Just gravy pouring over the peas. Oh my god.
Excuse me, Mr. Von Karma? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Damn, he was not happy about that one. Fucking.
You ever look across the court and see the prosecutor just drag it in stall? Because his prediction didn't come true? You ever see the character just turn into a shadow silhouette sprite?
To be fair, that was an odd prediction, Mr. Von Karma.
Oh my god, man.
Fucking Kaioken right now.
The prosecution will refrain from fucking going Orochi mode until the cross-examination has occurred. Please. My god.
Poppycock.
Cross-examination. The night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight, yep. Now hold on. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? And when I say sure, I mean, can you possibly be sure of anything? Such as the present moment. Pretty sure. Yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seem so sure about it today.
I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Don't glare at me like that. I remembered it clearly, I did. Yep.
You see? Continue.
I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Is there anyone who can verify this? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for the court of law.
Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough?
Your Honor, Polly is a parrot.
A parrot?
Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy.
The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue.
And I heard a bang. Yep. And where did this bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure.
Are you certain?
Yep.
Good. Continue.
When I looked out on the boat window, I saw a boat just floating on the lake.
Big float.
Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there, couldn't see clearly. But I figured there was about 2 men out there, yep. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yep. At the time, that is. At the time? Then I heard another bang. So you heard 2 gunshots total? Yep. That's what Lotta said her testimony yesterday. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. By your window? Yep, by my window. Right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right there in front of me. I saw him.
This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony.
I have a bad feeling about this. That man was a defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? Uh-oh. Hey, Dad. Dead certain, Keith.
Jesus.
He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by, too.
That's crazy.
Man, some bitch.
Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth?
Fuck, it was him. That Edward boy. No. Ow!
This sounds like decisive evidence indeed.
Ow, my ass!
No room for doubt.
I'm okay.
Von Karma. He lured me into cross-examining him so he could set me up for a fall.
Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us.
Why are they glaring at me and not the man who just fell over? There's a dude. The witness is currently going through withdrawals. I better act quick or this trial's gonna be over.
Get him something.
Get him some fucking wet his whistle a little bit. He literally needs it. His body will die without it. Hey! Objection! Your Honor, the man is dying. Also, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun.
Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun?
I swear to God, if you update this autopsy report. I swear to God.
And the photograph showing a man firing with his left hand?
Missile? Stand down. Stand by. Exactly.
That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You are ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true.
The judge is lost in thought. What do I do? Hold on!
Barkat.
Objection! Your Honor! The witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his words is all we have. If he were telling a lie...
Mr. Wright. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence?
It's no good. There's nothing I can do.
Are you sure?
To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore.
Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please? We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand.
I love it when the bread comes out just crispy. And you cut the diagonal, and you get enough chicken to gravy ratio.
This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant.
Like he looks at his phone, Uber Eats is right there.
Oh.
Hey, I'm outside.
Be right there. Oh, there's a quick button I can just tap. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
No.
This court finds the defendant, Miles Edgeworth,
Hungry. I mean, guilty.
The accused will surrender to the court immediately.
What the fuck?
To be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. This court is adjourned. Bailiff, bring me a bib. Wait! Who was that just now? Me!
Huh?
Larry!
What are you doing here?
Listen, you just gotta listen to me, man. I was there in the park the night of the murder, man. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday, but today I remembered it.
Remembered what?
The gunshot. I heard it too.
Order! Order!
Can't just rush the stage, right, with my shawarma nice and heated. Bailiff?
What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Karma. So you say you heard a gunshot?
Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night, man. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. I realized something he said was different from what I remember. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you all call Edgy a murderer. It's just not right. I'll testify. Let me testify, man. Come on.
Order! Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick, this is it. Larry's giving us one final chance at this.
She's right. When a dude runs from the stands and says that he knows something that the court doesn't, that's what counts.
If only it wasn't Larry. He can make things even worse.
Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse.
You're right. Okay.
Your Honor, if there's another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now.
A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Well, I'm getting hungry, but...
Shampoo noises.
Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. Oh, word. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this?
Justice? A concept?
I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty.
Oh my God. Justice. Oh my God. What a prospect. That's crazy.
Mr. Von Karma, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess.
Maybe 10.
Maybe 15.
Depends on the dipping sauce.
If I want to eat this whole ribeye steak.
And you gotta have once there's sauce left over, you have to have the sauce to put on the fries. Mm-hmm. You're not just gonna leave the sauce go to waste.
No, not at all. Delicious peppercorn sauce. Oh, yes.
You know, I didn't think I'd need some on the side, but I just said, you know what, just in case. Maybe just in case. You know, you never know how it's gonna go, and haven't regretted it in the past.
After that, we will hear this new witness.
Yeah, hands to the go-go, baby.
Court is adjourned. Oh, no utensils. Just god dang. You order a steak at 10 a.m.?
Plastic knife and fork. What am I to do with these? December 27th, 10:28 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there.
Larry was at the lake that night.
Yeah. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake.
Oh, right. And he found the balloon and the air tank that night.
Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth.
Huh? You say something right?
Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong?
It's nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get the answer to that on day 3.
When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. I see. Right.
Yeah?
This might be our chance.
Our chance.
Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials.
Perfect trials.
Perfectly prepared witnesses. Perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected.
The butts.
He has to let someone he hasn't even talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry.
What are you getting at?
It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10-minute trials this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth.
Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now.
Yeah. Milk him for all the edge is worth.
Almost.
Almost. Work in progress. Let's just pin that one.
December 27th, 10:35 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Blah, blah.
Court is now back in session. Witness.
Court is now in session. Stomach is now full. Justice may resume.
Please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December 24th.
Right. Leave it to me.
Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Witness testimony.
The night of the murder.
That night I was out in the boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped at the boat back in at the rental shop dock. And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang, man. I looked out over the lake. I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
That was unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's wrong, Nick?
It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared.
Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick.
Yeah, undoing guilty is just about as bad as it gets. Cross-examination.
The night of the murder.
That night I was out on a boat on the lake.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright?
There are so many things wrong that I don't know where to begin.
Ah,
Well, okay. First of all, what time was it?
Oh, it was after 11 o'clock when I went in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak.
And why were you out on the boat at such a late hour?
I was looking for something and, I found it.
Looking for something?
Yeah.
Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy.
And I will find him myself. That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense.
This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with.
So I quietly slipped the boat back into the rental shop, Doc.
Around what time was that?
Ah, well, let's see. Figured it was out searching for about an hour. Guess it was around 12 o'clock. Yeah.
You're not sure?
Hey, don't give me that face, man. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay?
People use watches these days, Larry.
And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang, man.
Where did the sound come from?
Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know?
Did you look at the lake?
Yeah, I looked.
And?
Looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat.
Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Wasn't there?
Order! Order! Well, Mr. Butts?
Whoa, whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. Not sure whether there was a boat out there or not.
Okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case.
After I heard that single gunshot, I went home.
So you only heard one bang, correct?
Yep.
Well, Nick?
It was a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should start working on the contradictions.
Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister.
Okay. So, right off the bat, some of the conflicting evidence before we even get to his. Fired 3 times, right? This is not a statement based on sound or testimony. This is ballistics proven that 3 bullets were fired.
I'd assume so.
I'm assuming that that's the case.
Proven?
3 bullets were ejected from the gun. Yeah, like, yeah. Lotta heard 2. Larry heard 1. So, safe enough to assume that, like, well, it's not safe to assume anything, but I suspect that it's like Larry's not counting the noise of Gordy taking off because he's the one that caused it. So he's not going to think about that as an unknown gunshot. Whereas Lotta is going to hear 2 noises, the gunshot and Gordy taking off.
Right.
So that's going to, like, fuck with the count. It explains why he heard 1 and she heard 2. But it does not explain why ballistics have proven that this has been fired 3 times. So it doesn't specify when. I mean, this game is wild, but I don't think it's so wild as to be like, they were fired the exact moment that those 2 other noises were heard. So, but that's our main conflict, is these 3 times could have been any time. But that night, there was 1 shot fired and 1 Gordy noise.
At some point in time, yeah.
And that explains the difference between their testimonies. Okay, so that night I was out in a boat on the lake. Just take us here. Yeah, maybe they have to time the gunshots to be at the same time as the lightning striking, so that nobody.
Twilight is back, ladies and gentlemen.
That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Around what time was that? Searching for an hour, so it was around midnight. I'm not 100% sure.
She heard 2.
There's no file for the boatkeeper's testimony. And just as I was thinking about going home, I heard a bang after midnight. I wasn't too sure. Looked around, looked at the lake. Didn't see a boat. And the fog, of course. Yeah. Not sure. And then, after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Now, yeah, okay, so we'll just start by presenting the contradiction. Is the contradiction going to be based on the pistol's description of being fired 3 times, or based on Lotta's? I'm going to say Lotta's, because this specifies just after midnight. So this is likely, hopefully, the logical inconsistency here. Even though you're supposed to be on my side. Objection! Wait a second, Larry.
What?
You only heard 1 bang? You're sure?
That's what I said.
But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night.
Huh?
What do you mean, huh?
Are you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said?
Yo, Nick, please.
Huh?
You know, something's been bothering me, man. I'm waiting to see like I'm a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay?
Mr. Butts,
What?
you only heard 1 gunshot. Are you sure?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not so sure.
Huh?
Not sure. How could you not be sure?
Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was, listening to something else.
Something else?
My radio, dude, with my headphones. Wow!
Oh my god, Larry, are you serious? Order! Order! And stop that booing!
Boo this man! Boo! Boo the witness! Boo him!
Mr. Butts, you are listening to the radio with your headphones.
Yeah, so what? Is that a crime? I listen to the radio. Everyone listens to the radio, man. What's the big deal?
Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness, nor his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony?
Continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony, seeing as we are working from the red right now. Literally guilty was already declared. Keep filibuster if you must.
Bah.
Give us the Patton Oswalt.
Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio.
Right. Leave it to me.
I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Witness's testimony. What Larry heard.
So I was listening to Andre 3000's music. He was playing that flute like a madman. I can't believe not many people bought it, but it was pretty good.
So I was listening to Thug Love, right? That song where the beat is made out of gunshots. You know? Bone Thugs and Tupac. I heard a lot of gunshots that night, man.
It's the hardest beat. It's the hardest beat I've ever heard. It's made out of gunshots.
Larry, surely you couldn't have been listening to that song the entire time. Well, no, actually, the playlist cycles between that and Running with the AK-47, the other song that has gunshots as part of the beat. Running with the AK-47, 7. God damn it, Larry! What is it with you and music that is all gunshots?
No, shout outs to GMC for sure. Verse.
But it's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve, man. That's why I was listening to all request show on the radio, see? But it was listening to it real booming loud like, oh, you're the worst. So I'm sure I heard that gunshot.
You sure? You sure about that thing?
I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too.
You were listening to your radio at a high volume.
Yeah, what's the big problem, man? Can a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country?
Not when you're disturbing others. Well, not when you're distinctly disturbing the peace. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is.
Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio.
At midnight.
From his urban music.
With their gunshot beats.
I've heard it. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat like that. Blasphemy. Sure enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony.
Objection!
Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot.
Excuse me? DJ?
An announcer. The guy who says things on the radio.
Oh.
Anyway, what this means is when you heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between the songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake.
Wow.
I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Also, Your Honor, how do you not know what a DJ is? Well, back in my day, we
had MCs.
The master of ceremonies,
Yes.
of course.
MC Mario.
Boom bap. You know how we do. Back in the days in the Bronx, we cut those records up. Of course.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
Damn. I sustained, Your Honor.
I hear you. I hear you.
Y'all modern day rappers. Whatever you call yourselves. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Cross-examination.
What Larry heard.
What Larry heard.
It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve.
So you turned on the radio.
Right. I just wanted to hear someone's voice, you know. I don't know what it's like out there alone on Christmas Eve. Alone.
They shouldn't have said anything.
Cringe.
That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see?
Do you have any chance, by any chance, remember the name of the program you were listening to?
This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set that night?
And what made it to number 1 on the countdown? Clearly it was Despacito.
I was listening to it real booming loud like.
Real booming loud.
Yeah, you know.
And you had headphones on.
Yep.
I wouldn't think you could hear anything going on outside at all.
Sure, I heard that gunshot.
Can you prove that? No. No, of course you can't.
Nah, I can't prove it. But I remember that moment real clear. I mean, while I was talking about it, it came back real clear to me, you know? I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it, too.
What did she say?
Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what a radio DJ said to us? Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. Allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care.
We should care? I mean, you did say she, didn't you? Jesus Christ, Judge! We should care. We'll know the exact moment. You can go back to the time and see what but there. You got the records. Of course we should.
Why?
Well, how do you know if we don't ask him?
Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot?
Just what she said. Hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot.
Are you sure?
Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice.
Maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helped us at all. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. But there's one gleaming ray of hope in there. I'm not gonna press it until we get to the bottom of what happened.
And we loop.
Alright. Right when the DJ said, Jet Set Radio!
Bang!
Yep.
Alright, where's your ray of hope?
Chris Radio on this radio, so see? Listening to a real boom and loud like. Sure I heard that gunshot. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct?
Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. If you're trying to scare me, you'd better know I don't scare that easy.
Just fucking fake him.
Puck check. Bitch.
I'm sorry. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, did you hear what the witness just said?
The DJ said, hey.
It's almost Christmas. When he heard the gunshot.
Indeed. And?
Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve.
Oh my gosh. That would seem to be the case, yes.
That contradicts the two testimonies we've heard so far, Your Honor. Both Ms. Hart and the old man said it was after midnight when they heard the shots. In other words, when they heard the gunshots, it was already Christmas. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor.
Order! Order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple.
Time is convoluted in Japanifornia.
The vote for daylight savings time just went through. Of course it was Christmas.
But also simultaneously Christmas Eve.
The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious.
What?
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butts' claim he heard the gunshot before midnight?
He's right. He's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard that gunshot before midnight.
Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight.
Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
It doesn't matter, you idiot, Your Honor. Your Honor. The real issue here is not why nothing is showing up in this photograph. It's why this photograph exists at all.
Ooh, what do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. Remember? The one we established the last time? That is the crucial piece that was used. The camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha! Oh, Mr. Wright. You're making a lot of sense.
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. Yeah!
Oh, I see.
That's why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed. It would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Mrs. Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Huh?
In fact, it is in fact the camera also triggered 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with 25-minute pauses between them.
Hey! Oh, why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my noise was clear that night, man. Clear.
Larry, you're not convincing anybody with that. We chasing snow bunnies, Larry? We going skiing tonight, Larry?
Hey!
We following the line? We taking the white line home? We getting on the... We transferring on the train station over to the white line, are we?
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court the evidence if you have any. Damn.
is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order! Order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why?
Uh-oh. I better think of something quick.
Clearly he took a shot at Gordy, but the creature survived.
Freaking Gordy, I'll get him, I swear to God.
Not if I had my chance at him.
Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes.
What's wrong, Nick?
I have it. I have it.
Huh?
Remember this case with the Steel Samurai?
Huh? Yeah, of course I remember.
The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case.
What do you mean?
Maya,
Yes?
if we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch. I'm gonna run with it.
Right. I mean, is this safe?
Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We've nothing to lose. Just watch and let me know if anything I say sounds fishy, okay?
Right, Nick.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wright?
the testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. It was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes. But that assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 1:15 midnight.
But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.
Oh. Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the 2 men on the boat are.
We're talking about the photo after midnight. Edgeworth and the murderer.
Of course it was. Edgeworth and the murderer. And the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50. He assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
Oh, what? What? Are you serious?
Yes, Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all of this. Ludicrous! Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then.
The murderer's name? Wright. It's... We don't know. I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know? Ah, again, you waste my time.
I don't know because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker on the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out to the lake just to shoot somebody? May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on a boat?
What? Oh, well then, where did the murder take place?
Show the judge where the murder really took place.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Here, of course, the boat shop where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat searching for something, like a goddamn idiot. Running in circles at that boat looking for random battles. He finds it and returns the boat. Then just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if he had heard it, if he had just returned the boat?
The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gourd Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nick, are you sure about this?
Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. Let's go.
Yo, these battles, baby.
That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop.
Jesus.
Damn. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat and became Robert Hammond. Then he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake.
Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
The boat shop caretaker. Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
To create a witness. I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot.
Gordy!
Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the boat behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. He then put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body, and he threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake. Let's go, Phoenix.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly.
No ghosts necessary.
Very well. While you're waiting for the caretaker.
Like Maya was getting half possessed, like, "Ooh." Oh no, he's got it. He's good.
I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, please take the stand.
Finally.
Woof, this is gonna get heavy. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said? Yes. Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry. I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir.
Bailiff, we're conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either.
So my DoorDash is still not here. Wait, what?
What should I do?
Find him quickly. We cannot allow him to get away.
Literally, bailiff, you have one job. You are to stop people from bailing out. You are the bailiff. Literally, that's it.
Whoops. I'm sorry. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that it cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances.
You can declare someone not guilty without the guilty party being present.
I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. Whew. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness.
Uh-huh. And Von Karma, why would an innocent man just dip the fuck out then?
No. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, shit.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Henry Abernathy. December 27th, 1:22 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Yay, Nick, you did it.
Yeah. Well, At least we got that out from under that guilty verdict.
And what about Larry? That was something else. Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out.
Sure. Once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time.
I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients.
Hey, Edgeworth. Are you ever going to attempt 1 ounce of defense whatsoever?
Mr. Edgeworth? Did you say something? Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably going to get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax. I'm sorry. But I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth, we literally cut you down from the gallows. If now's not the time.
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed? Mr. Prosecutor.
A memory of a murder.
Of a murder. It's always murder. It's always murder.
That's a good one.
Every single case, every single time.
That's a good crime.
Bodies. Nobody's cheating on their taxes or
stealing, jaywalking, or
nobody's breaking and thieving a safe.
Not paying their parking tickets or
assault, breaking some legs, battery,
breaking and entering, hit and run.
Whole lot of crimes out there.
Yeah, come on, be original. Anyway,
spitting on somebody. That's assault.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Absolutely. It's the classification.